No.
I was like, no, that's not what I wanted to do.
Hi, YouTube. What's my hair doing here?
It's doing some pretty cool stuff.
Just got one little.
Yeah, you got one little group that was like,
Dude, my girlfriend's like,
freedom.
She likes my hair long, it's I keep it combed, but it's longer than it's been in a long time. It's longer in the back than it's been, I think, ever in my life.
Wow.
She likes to be able to grab it.
Let's more hand motions, please.
When you're being when you're not being nice,
but
Dave.
honestly, but seriously, this is look at how long it is.
That's
pretty long. That's about like when my hair was the longest, it was probably about that length.
I mean, I've never had it that long. To where it bugs me, it's always on a collar. It's a feeling I'm not used to.
Right.
Because it was always like, oh, can't have any hair on your collar. Got to be tapered.
Yeah.
So now it's just like
you get used to it.
She like grabs.
That's a slippery slope, Dave. First it's hair on the collar, then it's earrings in the ears, and then you're wearing dresses on Saturday nights.
The thing I'm most concerned about is that he just keeps bringing up how she grabs it all the time. Like,
well, that's a slippery slope too.
Sounds like you're in an abusive relationship, Dave.
That's right.
No, it's
you need help.
Every time I climb
twice.
Mount Vernon.
Blink twice if you need us to come save you. Is he blinking? Is that a blink?
I
don't know. He's smiling too big. I think he's fine. All right,
I was making another joke.
Yeah,
Chad heard.
You want? We ready to go?
I don't know if Josh ever heard that guy.
You ready to go with the audacity?
Chad's trying to avoid the subject.
Hey, you like my new arcade sign up there? See that?
That's really cool.
It's a tin sign.
That is cool.
I'd like to hold a real neon sign like that on top of Mount Vernon.
But it totally looks neon. It's pretty awesome. Got it at Hobby Lobby.
I did open Audacity there, right? I'm ready to go.
Okay. Yep.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 161 of the South Dakota Gamer Podcast. We're here yet again. My name is Chad Viss. Joining me, as always, Dave Mann.
I never asked that question until after I've done it.
And Josh Owens.
Coming at you live, Chad and Dave from the Chicagoland region. Your boots on the ground, Josh and Carlisle, ready to report in. Standing by.
Nice.
Good.
I fully expected you to go, I'm Josh Owens?
Owens? Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter? We are back yet again for another week of a video game podcastery. We've got a lot of news for you, exciting things, a lot of new releases. The games are starting to flow like games that flow in the time of games. That's what's happening now. Games. So we're going to jump right into it. First off, I want to tell you we are on Patreon. You may have heard that if you listened to this more than once. Patreon.com/South Dakota Gamer. I want to show you what we have amassed so far for our giveaway. $1 $1 pledge.
We're giving away $1.
There you go. Here it is, George Washington. No, any dollar, any month pledge gets you an entry into the giveaway that we're doing in June. And I added a few more things this week. This does not include anything that Dave and or Josh have to add to the prize pack. So we'll touch on those another time because I did not prep them. But so far for what we've got, okay.
I have this. I have a guitar pick that's actually been used. It has been played by me.
I have a Topo Chico bottle cap.
Just like money.
Collection.
Yeah, it's like money. Fallout 4 is coming eventually. That's how we're going. So
ever since I've started drinking Topo Chico, I find myself doing Tim Allen's impression when he's being interrogated by the cop, and he goes, "What's your name?" "Chris Kinkle." "What's your name?" "Santa Claus." And he's like, "Papa Shisho," or whatever. I always go,
a Santa Claus reference.
Oh, yeah.
And they said it couldn't be done.
Everyone knows. So Dave is putting bottle cap in. Josh is putting a guitar pick in so far. You're also getting this awesome Switch case. And if you're only an audio listener, I advise you, or I'd recommend going and checking out the YouTube channel. You can see the actual prizes. So that's the big item. We also have a little Bastion figure from Overwatch. He's holding the little bluebird there. It's real cute. It's got a little stand so you can set them on your desk and what have you. I also have the Baron Fig notebook, which I'm going to take it out of the package here. So it's a nice little hardcover notebook, bunch of pages. If you recall, Josh is going to go ahead and sign some of these for you. So, not every page will be available to use. Some will be signed with his autograph, and you'll want to keep that one.
Some are going to be whole pages.
I also have
it's going to be like a scavenger hunt. You're going to have to look for some of them.
Yeah. I also have a couple comic books. I have The Mighty Thor number 702. So there, spoilers, Jane Foster as Lady Thor.
That's a good one.
I also have The Mighty Thor number 703. The reason I have these is because they're duplicates, and I only have them. And then I also have something you're really going to want, honestly. I think you should. If you haven't gotten your hands on this, you need to. That is Volume 1 of the Star Wars comic book from Marvel. So this is Volume 1, the very first issue that came out, I believe, in end of 2014. Is when Marvel once again and Disney started writing comic books on Star Wars. This is canon. Okay, this is canon to the current movies and the old movies that have been out. And this is Volume 1 of that comic book series. I highly recommend it. It comes with the Chad Viz stamp of approval. I mean, look at this panel right here. Look at that. Boba Fett just straight up killing someone. That's canon right there, folks.
That's pretty awesome. That's good.
You want to see that? You need this. There you go. Written by Jason Aaron, drawn by Mr. Cassidy. So definitely want those. So those going into the prize box giveaway for $1 a month will get you an entry. And this will be given away in June. So just a few more months until that is done.
I really want that Volume 1.
It's really good.
Yeah, can you just send it to me and I will put something else in the box, like
that another bottle cap?
Any other bottle caps, Dave?
I actually do have a whole plate full of bottle caps that I'm going to put into the box.
How about
I want those to go in there.
So there we go. So that's what we have so far. We will continually add things to it to make it more awesome than it already is. I mean, if you just got what's in there, I think it's pretty good already. Worth way more than $1. I'll tell you that right now.
And we're going to give you a sneak peek of the next giveaway headed up by me, where every single Patreon supporter is a winner.
Oh, wow.
They all win the exact same prize. And we will do it for 1 year. And at the end of the year, we'll give everybody a prize. I don't want to spoil what it is. Okay, I'll tell you.
Oh, wow.
We're just going to give everybody back their Patreon money. Minus, of course, what Patreon takes out of the pledges. So kind of
actually
like
less than what you gave.
Yeah, it's
because they take a fee.
Yes, there's a fee for us holding your money, saving it for you. You know, we're saving your money for you, so you should pay a fee. Right?
All right. Well, look forward to that one, guys. That's apparently next. We'll talk about it off air, and we'll hammer out the details for you. So it'll be fine. It'll be okay. Don't worry. All right. So that's all I have for the Patreon and a little bit of announcements. I will say one other quick thing. Look forward to a special episode of South Dakota Gamer Podcast coming up here in April. That's all I'm really going to say about it, but it's going to be something unique and different from what we've ever done before. And it's going to be a good time. So that's coming up here.
Can I give a hint?
In April. No.
Oh, I do know what that is. I'm excited about this one.
You cannot give a hint.
Come on.
No. You can say one word.
One word?
Don't just give it away. But yeah, one word.
I can tell you a word.
One word without giving it away.
Tell you a word, and I could tell together. Josh,
Dave,
we pick the right words.
Dave, you say part of a word, and I'll try and figure out what word you're trying to say, and I'll try to finish it.
No, Josh, think about this. Think about this, Josh. I only have to say one word, and then you say another word.
One word
is a plural form of one word, and together.
Oh, I know. I got you. Okay.
Yeah, ready?
I know what we can do.
Chad,
ready, Dave? On the count of three.
Be mad, really, if we do it.
Okay, we'll say our words at the same time, Dave. So maybe not everybody will hear it. It'll obscure it a little bit.
Completely.
Ready? On the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Potato.
Scotulate. What? wasn't at all what I thought you were going to say.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
Oh, man, guys. Can't you wait for whatever that is going to be?
Oh, gosh.
All right. Well, let's get into what we play. Brought to us by Evan Steele and his Twitch channel, Jen Lee Accepted. He was streaming just last night, Fortnite. I don't know if he won because I did not get to catch the whole thing, but he streams Fortnite. He's real good, and he's a great guy, as Josh will be the first to tell you.
He's
Evan
one of the
Steele.
best I've met.
One of the best humans on the planet. All right, so Josh, what you play?
I play, speaking of Fortnite, I play Fortnite.
Yeah.
On 2 different platforms this
you
week.
bought an Xbox?
Guys, I did not buy an Xbox.
You bought a gaming PC?
No, I didn't buy a game. Well, I did, but that was a while back. I got the new laptop.
Huh.
Like 10 years ago, I bought a cell phone.
Okay. All right.
And it was a flip phone.
Okay.
And then over the years, cell phones have evolved, and so now I have a new iPhone.
Okay, we needed to go on that walk.
And so on that iPhone, I downloaded Fortnite also as part of the invite event for some lucky people that signed up. So I notice to people on this that are listening to this podcast, I still have friend invites to send out. So if you're interested in trying it out on mobile, I offered it to some of the Steele brothers, and Paco took me up on it.
Cool.
But
Paco!
Evan and Jordan are both Android users, so it's not available for them yet.
Later, right?
So I do still have 2 friend invites available. If anybody would like those, hit me up. But so I played Fortnite on PS4 and on mobile this week. The best I did on PS4 was I placed 4th.
Nice.
I really thought I had a shot in that match.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really aggravating. So like everybody was accounted for. 3 people were accounted for because the total. No. Sorry, I placed 4th. So 2 people were accounted for. So there were 2 people that were like building crazy. And shooting at each other, and I was like, I'm gonna let them worry about each other, and I'm gonna like try and swoop in, and like after one has killed the other, kind of like you were saying last week with PUBG, Chad. After one has killed the other, I'm gonna try and kill that one off, and then there's just gonna be 2 of us, right? So, and they were really going at each other, like they had like rocket launchers and all kinds of stuff. Like it was getting crazy, and they were building way up. So I was like, all right, they're worrying about each other. So I was like sneaking around. It was like on top of this hill is where the final circle ended up. So I was like sneaking around to the right of like one of their towers. Like the way I was looking at it, like there was a tower on the left and on the right. So sneaking around the right tower. And if I was going to go around the back of the right tower, there was like a little bit of a drop off. So I'd have to like slide down the hill and then come up like the other side, which I figured was fine because that would obscure me from their view. There was still one person unaccounted for, but the part of the circle I was in, like I was right on the edge. So I was pretty confident that he wouldn't be able to come up behind me.
Right.
And there was a lot more room like over on my left. So I figured he was probably somewhere over there. So I slide down the hill. I start creeping up the other side, and I just I get one-shotted from the back with a shotgun. So he had to be like super close to me.
Man.
And I didn't have a headset in, so I couldn't hear his footsteps. So that was my first mistake. But so he one-shotted me with a shotgun from behind, took me out. So I placed 4th.
That's frustrating.
And then he ended up dying immediately because they heard the shot, and like the guy in the tower closest just like tossed some grenades down. He was dead. So yeah, that was like, I thought I had a chance. And I probably would have had at least a kind of a chance if that guy hadn't snuck up behind me, but
yeah.
So that was frustrating, but like 4th is the best I've done so far in solo. So I'll take it. And then I was playing on mobile a little bit. It's not great. I mean, as you would expect a 3rd-person shooter to be.
Yeah, I just hate touch controls like on a phone. I just can't. I can't do it.
I think they do some pretty they do some pretty smart things though with the controls on iPhone, which I really like. So one thing I just mentioned, not having my headset on. One thing they do is with footsteps and shots both, it shows like in a sound wheel. Yeah, like in the center of your screen, in the center of your cursor. So it'll show you what direction that's coming from. Yeah. So I think that's a really smart addition. Yeah. And I would love to see that on console. That may be a little too handholdy for them to ever add it to console, but I like it.
Yeah, it was cool.
especially like if you don't happen to have a headset on, or if you don't have a headset at all. So I like that feature. And then there's an auto run feature on the iPhone that you can use as well. So if you double tap on the joystick area of the iPhone, you'll just auto run. And that way you can like do other things while you're like, if you have to run long distances. So I like that option too. And then obviously like the touch controls, I think make it easier to switch between weapons more quickly, because you don't have to like skip over weapons to get to the one you're looking for. You can switch to your pickaxe. Like the building, I think, is a little bit easier if you get used to the controls.
Versus a console for sure. I think it's much easier.
It's probably not as good as PC, but I haven't played on PC.
Right.
So all in all, it's not bad. Like
no,
we were saying, like in the group thread, it's surprisingly good for being a third-person shooter on a mobile platform. The cross progression is cool.
That's the best.
And like I was saying in the group thread, like that's not a big thing for me because I don't think I'm ever going to spend money on the game. But it is cool that you have a persistent level across whichever platform you're playing.
And even without spending money, you're still leveling up, and there are things you can unlock.
Yeah, it's like
without spending money.
It's like banners and like I think some emotes eventually and stuff like that.
Right.
So it's all in all, it's not a bad mobile game at all. It's actually a really, really good mobile game.
I'm surprised.
And like I was playing it. I have this on my list too, so I might as well just mention it. I watched Tomb Raider over the weekend too. And so I was playing it in the theater. We got there pretty early, like 30 minutes early. So I played 2 games before the movie.
Cool.
In the theater, which is when I got that 7th place. But it's cool to like, what I like about it, and the reason I'll use it is you can still like learn things about the strategy of the game, if not the actual gameplay, because I don't think that really translates across those 2 platforms, console or mobile. But the strategy, like you can still like see how other people are playing, and like, you know, like you can still learn things about the game on the go. And it's not a bad time killer either way. So so I did that. Tomb Raider was good. I'll just say that, like, because it's fairly new. I'm assuming probably most people haven't seen it. It's getting some hate from like, hate is a strong word. It's getting some like bad reviews from some critics. Even IGN, which I was surprised, like IGN was like pretty harsh on it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. Like, it's a video game movie, so like they have 2 hours to tell a 12-hour storyline.
Sure. But
I think they did a good job. They did modify the story a little bit. It's not exactly like the video game, but I thought it was really, really good. It's at least as good as most action movies, and I think much better than Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider movies.
Sure.
So, I think it's a step in the right direction, and they do definitely like the first game. It lays a foundation for some later stuff. I hope they continue with this franchise.
Cool.
I think Alicia Vikander, or however you say her name, I think she's the perfect person to play her. Like she seems youthful enough, but like also like, you know, like by the end of the movie, like you're like, yeah, this chick's got some grit. Like she can do this, you know?
Cool.
So that was really good. And then I played a little bit of Ratchet and Clank. I was talking to Joey recently, and he, like, I think he said it perfectly. He said it's like playing a Pixar movie.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's so good.
It's great.
I love all the clever little nods to the fact that it's a reboot / remake. In the very beginning, like when Quark is starting his narration, and the guy's like, "Wait, do I know you?" And he's like, "I don't think so," or something like that. And then, so that was really, really good. I played a little more VR Diner Duo with Cecilia, and we killed it.
Yeah.
I was...
You have to carry you?
Yeah, pretty much she did. I really think, like, we have different skill sets. Like, I work the grill, and she serves the people. And I was saying before, it's not hand-holdy. Like, it doesn't... There's no, like, heads-up display if you're the waiter for like what goes to what table. You just have to remember where these people were sitting, what they ordered. You have to like manually call out the orders to the person who's playing with you. So like I can't see what's being ordered. I just have to make whatever she tells me to make. So I think the chef position is the easy one. And the waiter position is a hard one, but she had a hard time when she was doing the chef stuff. So like we have our skill sets.
You're good at that. Yeah.
But I would say the waiter position is the harder one. So like if we do well, it's usually because she's like on top of her stuff out there.
Cool.
But it's really it gets chaotic. It's really, really fun. And then like apparently if there's like if she spills something on the floor, and then like she's carrying a tray and she runs over it as the waiter, like you slip and you'll spill more.
Oh no.
So like you have to like clean it. There's like a mop bucket, right? There's a mop bucket.
No, you have to keep getting. You have to avoid it.
Oh, you just have to go around it. There's no mop bucket. So like I was like joking around. It doesn't really do anything, but I was joking around. And I was like, "There's like ketchup and mustard bottles on the table if you're the chef, because you have to put like ketchup and mustard on some of the burgers." And so I was like squirting them on the floor, and I was like, clean up on aisle 12. I'm trying to keep a clean restaurant here." It doesn't actually do anything, but I thought that was funny.
But it's funny.
I thought it was hilarious. And then I played. And then I played some more Songbringer, just a little bit. So all of these are in like small little chunks. My in-laws were in town over the weekend, but Songbringer is so good. The only thing that I don't like that I'm finding out, it's a fairly small game, and it's fairly new. So there's not a lot of wikis or like Steam threads about it. And if there are, it's for older versions of the game. So not all of it applies anymore.
Sure.
Because it's one of those like single developer, like one person made this game. So it's still really, really good. There are just some things about it that are confusing. And like a Zelda game, you can play the whole thing without getting every item and without getting 100%. So I'm probably going to end up playing through it again. And the fact that it's procedurally generated makes it a little more challenging to like go back and get that stuff, but
cool.
It's really, really good.
Neat. I still want to check that out.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it for me.
All right, cool. Dave, what you play?
Yeah, I played some PUBG. Now I also played another game, but PUBG, I want to say I have some beefs.
Uh-oh, here we go. He's upset, guys.
Okay, they've been coming out with they came up with this plan, right? They came up with this plan.
Yeah, roadmap. Right.
All this stuff, this roadmap, right? All the stuff they're gonna do. Please, can we please reach a point to where we can drop into the game and the buildings and the weapon, everything is rendered in before we're getting shot at and killed. Like I'm running into buildings that are not fully rendered and spamming X to see if I can pick up a weapon because I already hear gunshots. I already hear people. Yeah. And this is, I mean, now within the first 20, 30 seconds, everything's rendered in.
Right.
But that's a long time when you're trying to beat people to loot. When you're trying to, you're at 100 people and you got to be the last one surviving. That's, it feels like I told my brother, I think that the Fortnite fear is a real thing. I think they feel like we've got to compete. We've got to compete at some level with some of these extra things that Fortnite is doing. Mm-hmm. And they haven't finished the actual game yet. They're not, we got to remember this is still in pre-release. So yeah, they can always fall back on that, but they're already pumping out new content and new stuff without having completely finalized the actual playability of the game. And it's getting frustrating.
Say on the X, which I have the Xbox One X, I never have that problem on that version. But when I play on my Elite system, which is obviously before the S came out, I have that often.
Yeah.
So the X version, like I'll have buildings will be rendered in from the plane, and I never have a problem with like tables.
See, I have the Xbox One S, so that's even a step up.
Right.
And it's still happening there. Now, other things that don't have to do with rendering, they still have not. I feel like they've messed up the vehicles.
Went too far. Swung too wide.
Yeah, where before you basically get hit by a vehicle and you're dead. There was a times where you can't jump out of vehicles. We've discussed that kind of stuff, but there have been 2 incidences now. One of them I was on the reverse side of. So one time I was laying down in a field. I wasn't moving.
I watched that.
I heard a car driving up. I didn't want to move because I didn't want him to see me. He drove directly over top of me I didn't move at all. I kind of like froze like a deer. I'm laying prone. He drove directly over top of me. Now, from my view, I got ran over with both axles, like on one side. 2 wheels ran over me. And I only took half damage of my life.
That's crazy. You should be
dead. I got up and ran around. Now,
that's insane.
Now, just last night, I was driving uphill at someone, and they were standing up. And I hit them, and they didn't die. I hit them going uphill, boosting and everything. So there's no way they could have ducked under me, and they weren't even prone. They were at best, they were crouched. They were looting out of a box, but they weren't prone. And so I ran right over them, didn't kill them, but thought I had to have almost killed them.
Yeah.
So I got out to finish them off, and they killed me.
That's crazy.
And I had full health.
Yeah, they went. What, a couple weeks ago, they went and added the damage to the vehicles where you could shoot it a few times, it explode. You could bump someone and kill them. And people complained, so they went way to the other side and swung way too far.
There was another time, 2 more incidents. There was another time where I hit a guy on a hill. I drove up the hill to hit him. I hit him, and his body flew off the hill. The hill was higher than the house next to him, not 2-story, but was higher than the house. He flew off the hill, landed on the ground, and then proceeded to shoot at me and actually damaged my vehicle so much I had to get out because it was going to blow up.
That's crazy.
And then the last thing I'll say is last night I was playing with my brother, and those stupid motorcycles with the sidecar are near impossible to drive at all. We were driving, and it was just one of those invisible bumps. We had a bunch of loot, did some really great things, dropped a couple teams, both had a couple 2 or 3 kills, and we're driving full health, hit a bump immediately, not just goes up, immediately flipped upside down and hit ourselves on the heads. Took no damage, but from that bounce, the car went up, the bike went so high up in the air that the next time it hit the ground, it exploded and killed us.
Oh no!
You got one of those bouncy motorcycles, Dave. That was your first mistake.
Yeah, see, the vehicle took half damage when we hit the first time on our heads in a motorcycle, but we took no physical damage personally.
Oh, the sidecar motorcycles are just broken.
Ridiculous.
That's so terrible. How frustrating.
But I kept playing. I kept playing PUBG because I wanted to win.
Because it's great.
And then last but not least, since I signed up for the Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass, I got out State of Decay, which is in there because State of Decay 2 is coming out. What is it? May.
Yeah.
May. And I never gave State of Decay enough time because really that game is super in depth from what I'm fighting. And I just hit a little tier or whatever you want to call it, where I was like, man, like I really need to sink more time into this and figure out, get used to it before State of Decay 2 comes out. Because I know I'm going to play with my brother, my cousin Steven, probably another person because it's 4-player co-op. I feel like it's going to be really cool. Chet, you want to play?
I'll play.
Chet?
I volunteer.
Yeah, so, yeah. State of Decay and PUBG, those are 2 games I played this week. Really fun. Go get them.
You know what I noticed? Speaking of your the rendering thing with PUBG, Dave, in Fortnite, it must have been in one of the recent updates, but now as you're traversing the map, it will render like bushes. It'll like pop in bushes and trees and fences and things like that as you come up on them. So like instead of like the fade distance, like revealing them slowly, they'll just pop in. And more often than not, it looks like a person moving. So it ends up freaking you out several times during the match because you'll see bushes pop in. And that's a little frustrating too, because that can
I've noticed that. I've noticed a couple bushes popping in before when I've been playing that game.
Catch your attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird. I think probably with the graphics bump that they did with one of their bigger updates recently, that's probably something they traded off. But yeah,
interesting. Oh, what did I play? Thanks for asking. What else?
Chad,
I play?
What you play?
Was more PUBG.
I don't say that because it sounds dumb.
Oh, okay.
Chad, I got you back from now on. I'll be dumb.
what I play.
Saying what we play is already dumb.
Yeah.
I'll go
It's
the
our
extra
spin.
dumb step.
It sets us apart from all
It's
the
not
other
our
podcasts.
spin.
It is now.
It's your
So I
spin.
played PUBG. I didn't quite have the frustrations that Dave had, although I don't think I played quite as much because I was playing some Fortnite on the mobile. And I won't necessarily go too much into it because Josh pretty much covered most of my thoughts. I had difficulty getting the twin stick shooting down because and again I mentioned that I have struggles with the touchscreens. I killed a couple guys, and then there was guys I should have killed, but it was just like I'm swinging wildly left, right, like missing terribly.
The way I died in that one match, I came up behind a guy, and I had an assault rifle. Like I had him dead to rights. His back was to me and everything, and I opened fire. I didn't hit him one time, and he turned around and killed me. It's really hard. So
I'm sure you'd get better the more you play, but that was the most frustrating part for me. It was just the moving and shooting. Building, once you get used to it, it is the touch part that makes it easier, but knowing where to go with your thumb and then how to change it quickly without looking, and it takes time, just like it does originally, but they've done something here that I think they'll continue to improve on, and the cross play and the cross progress is a big deal, and I think they've got something here that's gonna make them unique for sure.
Yep.
And PUBG did come out on mobile today in the US, supposedly. I saw the app is there. You can download it. But Isaac, friend of the show, said he did, and it just continues to crash on him over and over again. And that one. So Fortnite Mobile is done by the same company that does Fortnite, Epic Games. They made the mobile version. Tencent is the one that's running the mobile version of PUBG, which is the big, huge, largest developer in the world for video games. They're real big in China. They do tons of mobile games, whereas Bluehole or PUBG Corp is the ones that do the console and the PC game. Tencent's doing the mobile game, and it's been out for a while in China. It came out in Canada over the weekend, and then today, at the time of this recording on the 19th of March, it came out for the US. So I don't know if it's playable. Like I said, Isaac said it continues to crash. So you can check it out, though. It's free to download. I don't know how many gigs it is, but it's got to be pretty big.
I'll probably check it out.
So I did some Fortnite Mobile. Super Hot is free on Xbox Games with Gold. So I played Super Hot for the very first time, and man, that game is addicting. It is really cool. It's fun. It's the one where it's the shooter where time moves when you move, and it's like a ballet. It really is. Knowing when to throw the gun, when to dodge, when to shoot, when to punch. It's really cool.
Knowing when to hold them, knowing when to fold them.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was going for. So Super Hot, check that out if you have Xbox Gold. It is free. And then finally, I played a little bit more Kingdom Hearts for a friend of the show, Andy. Not Andy, sponsor Andy, not Papa Andy, a different Andy. There is another person named Andy in the world.
No, there's not. Don't lie.
I'm just kidding. So I played that. I made it to Traverse Town, and Donald Duck and Goofy are running around with Pluto, and I got sucked into a portal, and as Sora and landed here. Does. Yeah, portals do that. And
just like the Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. No zombies yet, though. So Kingdom Hearts, it's a Disney game, man, and I can see where the appeal is, especially if you started when this came out back in the PlayStation 2. The game is really great. It's a little hard for me to get into it a ton, being I have no nostalgia for it, and it's very, I want to say it's a kiddie game, but that's not the right adjective. But it's for kids, but it's deep enough where there's RPG elements, there's potions, there's different things you can have. So it's deeper than just a kiddie game, and the kiddie game makes it sound too simplistic, and it's not. But I'm gonna stick through it, and I'm enjoying it. I like Disney, so they did have what are those Final Fantasy characters? Moguls, those little white creatures with the little things. They got the nose. They play Final Fantasy. Moogles, right? Yeah, Moogles.
Yeah.
There's one of those.
Just summons.
Yeah, he was just walking around in the town, and I was like, okay, yeah, I like this. That's cool. One of the shopkeepers' name was Sid, which in every Final Fantasy game there's a Sid. So I'm like, okay, I like Chip and Dale were doing some things. So I mean, it's really cool.
It was
not the Chris Farley Chip and Dale, the little Chipmunks, Chippendale, right?
It was trippy last week
package
before we
freezer.
started. Chad, like you were playing it on your Switch? Oh no, on the
PlayStation.
TV.
Yeah, I was on the PlayStation. Yeah.
On the TV.
I don't know why I said that.
On the television.
But it was trippy. Like it's obviously like a dramatic conversation happening because it's an RPG, but it's Goofy and Donald Duck
Right.
having a dramatic conversation, and so like it's some very serious subject matter, and like Goofy's like, oh gee,
Oh, gosh.
oh gosh, I don't know. And Donald's like, and it's
Nailed it.
I'm
Yeah.
like, how are you not dying laughing? the
Right.
whole
It's
time
hard to
playing
take
this?
it super
But-
serious. But yeah, so I look forward to playing more of that. It is enjoyable. So that's all I play. That's going to bring us into the new releases for this week. Dave, you got your work cut out for you this week.
Yeah,
All
I
brand new
do,
games.
Chad. But like every week, I came to deliver. On March
Are you a
20th for the
stand?
PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. What? What, Josh? I'm sorry.
Sometimes I try to decide if it's worth it to like break up the flow to make a joke. I chose wrongly that time, and I'm sorry.
That's funny.
For the PC, PS4, and Xbox One on the Switch on March 20th is Attack on Titan 2. Abandon all fear. That's the wrong voice for that. Abandon all fear. Attack on Titan 2 is the gripping sequel to the action game based on the worldwide hit anime series Attack on Titan. Experience the immense story of the anime alongside Eren and his companions as they fight to save humanity from the threat of the deadly human-devouring titans. Try your hand in operating the omnidirectional mobility gear, maneuvering and flying through the sky to counter the titans, and feel the thrill and satisfaction of battling giant opponents. The latest title in the Attack of Titan series is available for Windows. Players engaged in the battle of the world. I skipped ahead because I didn't know if I was supposed to read that part. Players engage in battle in the world of Attack on Titan from the perspective of a single soldier, experience the most extreme and evolved Titan hunting action yet. That is Attack on Titan 2 coming to you. Let me jump back to my other page. It's hard to do this when you got to switch for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Switch on March 20th.
You're doing it. It's good.
So a little behind the curtains here, folks. I've decided instead of copying and pasting every single write-up on these games into our outline, I'm just going to post links and jump back and forth, which
Next
I
week-
have not perfected.
Next week, I think you should send us this stuff ahead of time, Dave, and we can make cue cards for you. I'll just hold
Put
one up to
question
my
marks on the
camera.
end of them. I read them exactly as it is. That would actually be fun. We should try that sometime.
That would be funny.
Also on March 20th, the day one patch costs 1 coin, by the way, for Sea of Thieves for the PC and
He just
Xbox.
reads it like he just
One.
reads it, folks. Just reads the words.
From acclaimed developer Rare comes a shared world adventure game that offers the ultimate pirate experience. Back to the Sea. Sorry, I don't remember what I pasted. You're the one that put it in there.
I did. I know. That's what I say. You could make him say anything.
Back to the sea with sailing and exploring, fighting and plundering, riddle solving, and treasure hunting. Sea of Thieves has everything you need to live the pirate life you've always dreamed about. Set in a glorious world of exotic islands, hidden treasures, and dangers, both natural and supernatural, Sea of Thieves immerses you in a new type of multiplayer action. Whether you're adventuring as a group or sailing solo, you're bound to encounter other crews, but will they be friends or foes? And how will you respond?
Yeah, so the day one patch, it's a little cheeky thing that they're doing. You know how most games come out with a day one patch for the game? This is an actual eye patch that's called the day one patch.
I love it.
That'll be in the merchant store. You can buy for 1 coin, but it'll only be available for like a week or so. So they do have a day one patch.
Oh, I
but it's
love
a literal
that.
Nice.
eye patch.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so
It's clever.
I didn't know if this was a joke or if that was a joke or not. If it was not a joke, I was going to be like, I can't tell if I like it or hate it, but I sort of like it. Like
Yeah.
charging like one tiny little piece of in-game currency for like a day one patch or whatever.
Yeah.
The fact that it's a cosmetic item is even better.
Yeah, it's pretty clever.
That's clever.
That's Sea of Thieves, PC, and Xbox One. We're going to be playing that tonight,
That's the plan.
so I'm looking forward to it.
I'll be
On
jumping in there at some point.
20th.
Yeah.
Nice. On March 20th for the PS4, thanks, Josh. For the PS4 and the Xbox One, Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. The darkest chapter of the Assassin's Creed franchise, Assassin's Creed Rogue, has been remastered for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Now featuring 4K resolution on Xbox One X and PlayStation Pro, high-resolution textures and improved shadows and lighting, in addition to several other graphical enhancements. 18th century North America, amid the chaos and violence of the French and Indian War, Shay Patrick Cormac, a fearless young member of the Assassin Brotherhood, undergoes a dark transformation that will forever shape the future of the colonies. After a dangerous mission gone tragically wrong, Shay turns his back on the assassins who, in response, attempt to end his life. Cast aside by those he once called brothers, Shay sets out on a mission to wipe out all who turned against him, to ultimately become the most feared assassin hunter in history. In Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered, you will experience the slow transformation from assassin to assassin hunter. Follow your own creed and set off on an extraordinary journey through New York City, the Wild River Valley, and far away to the icy, cold waters of the North Atlantic in pursuit of your ultimate goal to bring down the assassins for good. So I've actually really been looking forward to playing this. You're actually, I mean, they say assassin hunter, you basically join the Templars, Assassin's, arch nemesis. And you see it from a whole other perspective. I'm sure they're going to paint lots of good things and lots of positive things about the Templars and negative things about the Assassins. But yeah, when I see something about the darkest chapter yet and how it's basically all about betrayal and hunting down the people that, the stuff that you like in movies where you see people do that kind of stuff. I'm really looking forward to playing this game. Well, Josh, why are you smirking? Did you type
No.
something into the outline that I'm going to see shortly?
No.
I don't like how serious it is.
I just keep thinking of jokes, and I'm like, now I have so much regret about the one a few minutes ago. I feel like I can't make any more jokes. I kept thinking that keeps calling it the darkest chapter in Assassin's Creed, and I was going to say that's because of the improved shadows. But I'll see myself out.
Moving on.
A friend of mine is going to see Creed actually perform, like Creed from The Office.
I see.
I've been three different places before I got to Creed from The Office.
Yeah.
I did too. I was like, the band? They still tour?
Yes. I know.
Creed, did we just have Creed join us this week?
Yeah, right. I know. You're welcome. I've like you, Dave. I was interested in playing this one because this one only came out on the 360 and PS3 right as the new generation Xbox One, PS4 came out, so it never came to the current gen consoles, and I missed it because of that. However, after playing Origins, I'm a little concerned about the gameplay, about being able to go back to the way it used to be, and if that'll feel bad compared to what I'm used to with Origins. So I'm interested in playing it, but that's my only concern, or one of my main concerns, I should say.
Yeah. Well, Chad, you can check it out on March 20th and see if you like it on the PS4 or the Xbox One. PS4. Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. Also on March 20th is Titan Quest for the PS4 and Xbox One. Behold, the PC gods have spoken, Chad. Titan Quest is granted to release on PS4 and Xbox One on March 20th, with the Nintendo Switch version following later this year. Explore the ancient world, unlock arcane mysteries, and conquer mythical monsters in a story-driven campaign. Yeah, the PC gods were very hip as far as the lingo goes for 2018. It was a little wordy. It was cool. Explore the ancient world, unlock arcane mysteries, and conquer mythical monsters in a story-driven campaign. Build and customize your character with 36 different combinations of classes and well over 1,000 pieces of unique and legendary items. Challenge others to experience the story in fast-action 2 to 6 player online cooperative gameplay. In addition to the online and offline release with the standard edition of the game, a mighty collector's edition has been melted in Hades' Hellfire, hammered and forged on Hephaestus' anvil, infused with Mars' wrath, and charged with Zeus's lightning. You know what? I'm not even going to read the rest of it. That's Titan Quest for the PS4 and the Xbox One on March 20th. Come on, people. Don't come on. Don't start throwing that stuff at me. Come on. Seriously. None of these guys that write these things ever think that I'm going to have to read this.
No, quick and to the point. Tell us what it is.
They're not thinking about the guys that are podcasting about this
Right,
crap.
right.
Come on.
But anyways, that's March 20th for the PC. I'm sorry, for the PS4 and Xbox One. It's already been on the PC. The PC gods are granting us console people
There, I get it.
the game.
Screw you guys.
The game. Yeah, you know what I am to you, PC
Cat,
gods?
be careful how you
I
talk about
am Kratos.
Oh,
And I will destroy you after I take my son on a journey and tell him later, presumably, that he is also part God, at least part God. That's God of War 4 coming out on PS4 in May, right?
No.
May? April?
April 20th.
April 20th. April 20th. But for now, that was Titan Quest for the PC. I'm sorry, not the PC. The PC gods have granted
for the
Oh,
love.
no.
Speaking of PC gods,
March 20th for the PS4 and Xbox One. Titan Quest. Then on March 23rd, ladies and gentlemen, the 3DS game you have been waiting for, all you Switch owners. Detective Pikachu.
Finally.
Yes, listen to this, guys. As Tim Goodman, you'll partner with a self-proclaimed great detective, in quotes, Pikachu, to solve strange occurrences all over Rhyme City. Together, you must investigate, take notes, and meet up with other Pokemon to unravel the city's greatest mysteries. See, Tim is searching for his missing father in Rhyme City, but instead encounters a witty, tough-talking Pikachu. Along the way, experience over 150 fun-filled animated cutscenes starring this unique Pikachu, providing helpful hints or talking up a storm. You know what? I really want to hear Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool
doing Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu.
I don't like Pikachu
Tough
talking
talking?
at all. I
Yeah.
don't like it.
You can also
Tough talking?
Yeah, you can also tap the extra large Detective Pikachu amiibo figure to access all cutscenes up until the current chapter played. As you investigate crime scenes, gather testimonies, uncover information, and interact with Pokemon to solve cases. You'll have to put your detective skills to the test to foil the mastermind behind the disturbances of Rhyme City, all in a day's work for Detective Pikachu.
So this is like Ellie Noire meets Professor Layton meets
Pikachu.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
It's weird.
On the 3DS, Josh.
I mean,
23rd,
obviously I'm
Detective
getting
Pikachu.
it. I'm just saying it's weird.
Yeah. So check that out. Again, on March 23rd for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One is Pure Farming 2018. Farming goes global. Use the latest technology and state-of-the-art licensed machines to manage all aspects of modern farming. Travel between Europe, Asia, and both Americas to plant region-specific crops such as hemp, coffee beans, and olives. And that is pretty much all you need to know about Pure Farming 2018.
There's another America?
It's just like real life.
There's two Americas?
Yeah.
Yeah, both Americas.
I
Figure
have,
that one out. Figure
I
that
have
one
been
out.
sheltered my whole life.
Yeah.
I will say the trailer for this game was pretty cool. I most likely will never play a Pure Farming game. Trailer was pretty cool though.
Mm-hmm.
Very realistic.
Well, Josh, I have
So
news
I
for
want.
you. On March 23rd, you can check this game out on either the PC, PS4, or Xbox One.
All right, you know what? You sold me. Now
Yeah.
that farming has gone global, I'm
Yeah.
in. This
Also,
time it's personal.
exactly. And on March 23rd, when you take your Switch out into your big tractor with the environmentally closed like little cab that you can turn the air
Mhm.
conditioning on, play your Switch.
Mhm. Hermetically
Basically,
sealed.
You just push, you push the button and it like it's a cruise control like autopilot
I like it.
crop
Okay.
gathering thing.
That's my kind of
how
farming.
They dig and they pull up the corn in the back
Mhm.
and you can play your Switch. You can play Castle of Heart on your Switch
Nice.
on March 23rd. Castle of Heart available exclusively for the Nintendo Switch is a classic action platformer at the genre's best and most challenging, with plenty of new twists on formula to experience. Strange wording. The players take control of a cursed knight turned to stone by the evil sorcerer's spell, but ready to prove that love and courage can conquer even the darkest magic. The brave hero must travel all the way from the petrified village to the Dark Ruler's castle mastering 20 levels set in 4 distinct environments, full of enemies who require different strategies to face them successfully, and sudden gameplay changes which translate to exciting, dynamic action sequences. A selection of progressively more powerful additional weapons, from flaming grenades to a powerful magical arsenal, as well as power-ups, will help him in his quest. But remember, the body of stone has its limits. It disintegrates permanently as the knight loses energy, which he can resupply only by defeating his enemies. If his health reaches critical levels, he may lose one of his arms and the ability to wield additional weapons with it. Castle of Heart offers beautiful and detailed 3D graphics with changing landscapes, weather conditions, and rich backgrounds. The game's aesthetics and bestiary are in... Is that what we call that?
Yeah.
List of animals and stuff.
Yeah, it's like the beast dictionary, bestiary
Mhm.
are in equal. I always wonder that when I'm playing The Witcher.
Yeah.
That's how you say it, the bestiary. Are in equal parts inspired, which is a really great collection of creatures in The Witcher. I mean, I just sit there and read through the bestiary forever because I hate seeing the little tick that says you got a new one. I have to read them all. I hate it. I can't leave them on. I have to end up reading about werewolves and big giant bears and big, huge, fat witch like swamp creatures, women. Yes.
So
the
anyway,
bestiary are in equal parts inspired by the Slavic mythology, with some locations derived straight from famous mystical locations in Poland and developers' home countries, and the dark fantasy atmosphere of the best action platformer titles from the golden age of the genre. All of this makes Castle of Heart a perfect mix of classic influences and modern approach, utilizing the spectrum of Nintendo Switch's features, which will enchant both fans of the genre and newcomers.
Whew.
This actually very much interests me. I think I'm probably going to get this game.
Cool.
I like the idea of like instead of dying right away, you just like lose an arm or something.
Yes,
And
I
that
like
means you
that
can't
idea
do
too.
things. It's
And
cool.
like how I wonder how else you kill after you can't like wield a sword or something, because you have to kill them to rebuild yourself.
It's just like in Monty Python.
Yeah, you bite their legs off.
Right. When the Black Knight loses his limbs, he have at you and he like tries to headbutt you, and it's just a flesh wound.
Just a flesh wound, he says. Well, that was Castle of Heart for the Switch on March 23rd. Also on March 23rd, a game I've been looking forward to. And also a phrase that describes how I'm feeling about this section of the podcast. A Way Out for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. That is coming on March 23rd. This is, of course, the game that is only playable by co-op. And it is the creators of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, which was a great game, which was kind of like a twin. You could play that. That was just a single-player game, but you played it with twin sticks and controlled both of the brothers at the same time.
Right.
Very, very cool concept and a very, very great game. They bring us A Way Out, an exclusively co-op adventure where you play the role of one of two prisoners making their daring escape from prison. What begins as a thrilling breakout quickly turns into an unpredictable emotional adventure unlike anything seen or played before. A Way Out is an experience that must be played with two players. Each player controls one of the main characters, Leo and Vincent, in a reluctant alliance to break out of prison and gain their freedom. Play the entire experience with your friends for free using the Friends Pass free trial feature. Now, I guess maybe I need to do a little bit more research, because when I read Friends Pass free trial feature, it makes it sound like maybe you can't just play with anyone who doesn't have the game. Maybe you have a limited number of uses. Maybe they can only play for so long.
I think you could play the entire game, but maybe you're only allowed to give this friend pass to one person or a limited number of people. But I'm pretty sure you can play the whole game even if you haven't bought it, as long as one of your friends owns it.
I was wondering if it's like a play without PS Plus type thing, but only for a limited time. Because some games allow online play without PS Plus.
Yeah. I don't know. But I'm really looking for it. I'll figure it out because I'll be playing this game for sure. It looks great. I love Prison Break games. So I am very much looking forward to playing this game. Who's going to play with me?
I probably will.
Pick me.
Okay, Chad.
Put me in, coach.
I mean, I know I'm going to play with my brother on Xbox. I'll play with Chad on PlayStation, and I can play with you, Josh, on PlayStation. That's a way out for the PC, PS1, Xbox One, March 23rd. And then last but not least, for March 23rd, Ni no Kuni 2, The Revenant Kingdom for PC and PS4. Re-enter the animated world of Ni no Kuni, the sequel to the role-playing game developed by Level 5. Explore the world and experience the story in an all-new RPG adventure. Level 5 reunites with Yoshiyuki Momoshi on character design and music created by Joe Hisaishi in the production of the next Ni no Kuni tale. Have either of you played Ni no Kuni? I know that a lot of people are kind of geeking out about it.
I have not.
I have not. This is a big deal though for a lot of people.
Yeah, it makes it's confusing to me why the summary is so short compared to some of these other games that no one will ever hear of, and they've got like a 7-paragraph introduction into the game. But yeah, it's got an 85 Metacritic score, or Metascore, whatever they want to call it. So yeah, check it out if that's something you're interested in. If you played the first one and the sequel, that's coming out on March 23rd for the PC and PS4. Ni no Kuni 2, The Revenant Kingdom. And there you go. Your new releases for this week, Chad.
Thanks, Dave. You did a great job. It's going to bring us into the news that you can use.
If you so choose
To do so.
Brought to us, as always, by our good friend, Patreon supporter, Papa Andy, and his word of the week. Here we go, guys. This could be a real quick one. I can just tell. I know you know this word. It's going to be just super fast. If I could say it right. Take two. Andy's word of the week.
I said it earlier, but you might not have heard because I think Josh also said like potatoes or something at the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
Dave, you're not supposed to say it by itself. You just gave it a gosh.
Abscotulate.
You're right. I screwed up.
Abscotulate. Abscotulate.
No, it's not, Chad.
That's the-
Like
that's the
so many
breakdown.
times before, you
I
say the
know.
word wrong.
Tell us what it means.
Absquatulate. Absquatulate. Chad, it frustrates me how you butcher some of these words. I
Yes,
know you know
yes.
what this word means.
Right, I do. Yes, you're right. I do know this word
Okay,
means.
well, stop pretending like you don't, saying it wrong and acting like, though that's the breakdown, phonetically sounding it out. No, it's absquatulate. And it is clearly an exercise. An exercise that engages both the abs and the lower glutes and hamstrings, also mostly infected during a squat. So absquatulate is the process when you get down into the full crunch of the squat, but also tensing the abs, also known as the abdomens.
The abdomens.
Yes. Absquatulate.
Listen, this is a free podcast.
Wait a second.
Our listeners are getting such an education this
Yeah.
week.
Yes.
This is a free.
You
we do
guys-
this for free.
You guys, I'm assuming at some point in your lives have heard of Kegels.
Oh yeah.
Okay. These are called absquatulates. That's not really what they call it. It's another word. I don't want to say it though on this podcast because we have kids that listen to it.
This is a family.
But the
podcast.
act of doing a Kegel is called something other than a Kegel. The act of doing this is called absquatulate.
Okay. I was going a different direction with this one.
Oh, really? Like, why?
Just slightly.
Just to throw people off?
Yeah, I want to give people multiple choices, Like there's got to be one wild card in there.
There's 3 lies every podcast. This might be one of them.
So just a slightly different direction than Dave, though. So, the word abscond means
Yeah.
to go away secretly, often stealing something. Well, absquatulate is when you abscond with a Sasquatch. And this is why we have no confirmed Sasquatch sightings, because many, many years ago, someone absquatulated with all of the Sasquatches. They absquatulated. And so we have no confirmed sightings as of yet.
as of yet.
Yeah, he's out there.
Well, keep refreshing the news page of your choice on your internet to find out when we do see one, if that ever happens. But until then, the word of absquatulate is to leave abruptly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, leave abruptly. So
I was
Josh,
so close again.
Kind of close. Had the right idea. I mean, I like the abdomens myself personally, but it actually means to leave abruptly.
I feel like Dave and I were saying basically the same thing.
Most fit people are muscle heads. You know, this isn't a word I use. I mean, I'm not a muscle head guy, but most of those guys, when they talk about the exertion and pain quickly leaving your body when you do, that's absquatulate.
Right. Got it.
Okay. In that moment,
it's leaving abruptly.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Some of them even accidentally blow part of their lower intestine out. I've seen that happen before during squats.
Kind of like
unfortunate.
Yeah. Okay. I won't.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, there we go. We're going to get into the news. Only 9 items on the list this week. We're going to run through them quickly. The first one is just a public service announcement more than anything. GDC is happening this week, the Game Developers Conference. We don't always necessarily get big announcements from this, but there could be some new things that'll come out because of this. Here we are, good 3 months or so before E3. So you may see E3. Yeah, I always forget. So you may see some things, but nothing too major. Also coming that's this week. Another thing that happened this past weekend, however, we talked about Fortnite already here at the beginning of this podcast. Big, as Dave mentioned with PUBG, that the Fortnite fear is real. Fortnite is starting to maybe eclipse PUBG in some areas, popularity for sure. And there's a streamer on Twitch named Ninja. Has a lot of followers. He was actually interviewed by MSNBC here just, I believe, today or over the weekend, and revealed that he makes $500,000 a month by streaming mainly Fortnite. $500,000 a month.
Come on,
that's the report.
I chose the wrong profession,
right? But one big reason that maybe he's making $500,000 a month is that he was able to play with Drake, the rapper, over the weekend. That's his full name, Drake the rapper. And
Chad, you are really being reductive when you call Drake a rapper.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Drake is
he's also a Fortnite player.
A dancer.
And a Fortnite player. And as far as it's concerned with our podcast, Drake and Ninja, along with Juju Smith from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a friend of Drake's who is also an artist of various degrees, played some Fortnite and broke the concurrent viewers of one stream ever on Twitch with over 600,000 people watching them at once. So, I mean, again, I just wanted to bring that up quickly just to point out that Fortnite is it's big. It's exploding. This game that 5 years ago was shown at a lot of other places, and people were like, I don't know where this is going. When the Battle Royale mode came out, PUBG was what it was, and Fortnite pivoted and added the Battle Royale mode to their game, and they've continued to make changes and add things, and the difference in aesthetics that they have has made it appealing to mass audiences, and the game is exploding. So when that makes the news, and then the very next week, MSNBC is interviewing the guy that hosted this Twitch channel on a, and that's, MSNBC is not one of the main news shows, but it's out there. It's just crazy. Fortnite's big.
Yeah, I was thinking about this because I saw this news story earlier, over the weekend, and I was thinking about this, how bizarre is it that I understand watching streamers play games because they're good at games. So not only is it entertaining to watch them, but you can learn things from them. Sure. How bizarre is it that the world is Drake played a video game? Drake probably does most nights on weekends or weekdays or whatever, when he's not when he's just chilling. And he just happened to do it on a public platform, streaming it for the world. And everybody's like, oh my God, Drake is playing a video game. stop the presses.
Yeah.
Like, how bizarre are we as a species that we just love it when celebrities, we're like,
celebrities do
Drake is playing
quote-unquote
video
normal
games.
things.
I play video games. We're
the
basically the same
same.
person.
Yeah, we're so much alike.
So crazy.
Yeah, so it is cool. It's interesting. But yeah, since then I hadn't really ever heard of Ninja until then, and then I kind of watched him a little bit since then. He's pretty good. He's a very good player of the video games. So speaking of the whole battle royale, PUBG has hit over 5 million players on Xbox now. So there's over 5 million players on Xbox, and I guess we're getting Xbox players are getting a cool little green jacket with the number 5 on the back. It says Xbox that you can wear so that everyone can see you because it's a bright Microsoft green. So definitely wear that when you're playing PUBG.
Fortnite?
What's that?
In Fortnite?
No, we went from number 2 to number 3. There was a little pause there, but not much.
I was just thinking Fortnite. It would help you because you would blend it into the grass.
That'd be pretty good.
Sure, but not necessarily in PUBG. It's a very bright green, but it's a jacket. So, but the big thing is 5 million players on Xbox. That's huge. That's a lot of people playing PUBG, and I'm still enjoying it. Like Dave mentioned, even with the frustrations that come, it's addictive game to continue to play. So enjoying that. If you have not played an Xbox and you have it, I recommend it. Even though it might be janky, it's worth playing. Next, now we have some news with some rumors and games coming out in the future. Over the weekend or in middle of last week, there was a rumor going around that a Shadow of the Tomb Raider trailer was coming. Someone had posted something on the Square Enix page, and then, as people do, they went into the code and found basically the trailer and the announcement, the date and everything that was there. So they got announced like a day before they meant it to. But Shadow of the Tomb Raider is indeed a real thing, and the release date is September 14th. It's going to be the culmination of the trilogy and Lara Croft going from, scared to kill a deer to mass murderer, explorer extraordinaire that we know her as of today. So September 14th, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I like those games and can't wait to play it.
I love that idea of Lara Croft's evolution.
Yeah,
only took scared little girl in the first game, and now she's just like killing people on a whim. Like, I don't like your hair. You're dead.
You're dead. Take this pickaxe to the face.
Yeah.
Next game possibly coming out this year. We've talked about this before, but there's been rumors swirling of Modern Warfare 2 Call of Duty remastered going around for a good year or so. And we got another little piece of a possible rumor. There was a listing on Amazon Italy for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 remastered with I think 1999 pounds. Whatever it equates to be was $25 US. With an April 30th release date attached to the listing. So we know they do a lot of placeholders often where, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. And the April 30th day is actually a Monday. So that would be a little odd to release a game on a Monday. So that alone kind of makes you think, well, maybe it won't be coming out that early. But we know that Black Ops 4 is coming out here come October this year. When they released the Modern Warfare 1 or Call of Duty 4, it was bundled with Infinity War and came together with that and released at the same time. And they announced that they were doing it about 6 months before the game came out. So if this is a real thing and it is coming out in April, it's a very short time span, one. Two, it's not attached to their mainline Call of Duty game, which it wouldn't be because it's a Treyarch-made game this year versus this is an old Infinity War game. So it wouldn't make sense to bundle them. But yeah, if it is indeed a thing, I'm on board day one. I will play this game. I will nostalgia all over this thing, and hopefully,
this is a family podcast.
I haven't put it on camera, and hopefully some of my friends will join in. And we'll nostalgia together as a group and just go together nostalging all over that game and just have a good time. So I'm looking forward to that.
This is from what I understand, this is the 10-year anniversary of Modern Warfare 2.
Okay. That's
so
cool.
People said this year makes sense for there to be.
It feels like April's a perfect time, to be honest with you.
It does.
I know God of War is going to be coming out, and there's other things coming out in May even, but I feel like they don't want to wait till November
Right.
Because that just takes away from their other Call of Duty game, and obviously Red Dead's there too. So why not April, or maybe do June, somewhere in the middle of summer, where that would be a good time to give you some time to play it before the next Call of Duty game. But
yeah, the stuff between now and June, like it wouldn't necessarily be directly competing with any of that.
No, it wouldn't.
So
there's some good games, but it stands off to its own. So
this is what I was hoping they would do with this one, is release it by itself instead of like attached to another game at first.
$25. That's I'd pay that. I wouldn't be mad about that price.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, next, another rumor of a game coming. We do know of this movie has been announced, The Incredibles 2. Fantastic movie. You're going to have to go watch it with all the kids around, but it's going to be totally worth it. There's a rumor that there's a Lego game for The Incredibles 2 coming as well. According to a leaked image of a bag of Incredible Heroes at Walmart, the toy Legos, like the figurines, down the bottom right-hand corner, it says something about coming from the Lego Incredibles 2 video game. So the rumor is that Traveler's Tale is making this game, which are the ones that make all the Lego stuff. And honestly, they've done the Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2, and that just came out this past November, the second one. But they haven't done it's been a long time since we got something besides a Marvel game. They've done the Harry Potters, they did the Batmans, they did the Lego movie. So this, I'd play this game, Lego Incredibles 2. Are you kidding me? It's fantastic. So no date that I saw, but there's a rumor that game will be announced possibly at E3.
I like that you took it a different direction there, Dave.
Yeah.
Spicing it up.
Sounds real tired.
Variety.
All right, the next news item I didn't really want to put in here, but I didn't want anybody to think that I was playing favorites or being hated on by any in particular listeners. But Sonic Mania Plus is coming this summer, which Sonic Mania came out last year. Dave, you played that on your Switch, I believe, correct?
Correct.
And they are coming out with a physical game, which is going to add new characters, new levels, new gameplay modes, and things of that nature. If you have the digital version, it will be added as an upgrade sometime down the road.
Nice.
But they added new characters, and one of them is a flying squirrel, and one of them is an armadillo. So the game just keeps getting dumber all the time.
Is that canon? It makes sense because the flying squirrel obviously is a branch off of Tails, and the armadillo rolls into a ball like a hedgehog does.
Yeah, real clever.
Although armadillos aren't known for being super fast, although
they have leprosy too.
Neither are hedgehogs necessarily. Well, obviously, this game has been doing good enough to get an upgrade and a physical release. And Chad made the mistake of joining a gaming party.
No, it wasn't a mistake. I didn't feel a mistake.
He got tag teamed and gamed up on by 3 people who like Sonic, and were
held my own.
Dumbfounded that he was so hateful of it, just downright hateful, cursing, swearing. I think he offered up a sacrifice in the gods to slay down.
Well, we all know how violent Chad gets from time to time. Just ask Lisa.
Yeah.
Just ask her. She's been on the podcast before.
So I was in a Marco Polo thread, a different one, and they found out I didn't like Sonic either, and they were dumbfounded as well. However, when I finally explained to them,
thread?
With Corey, friend of the show, Corey and all his buddies, they all love Sonic. Sad, misguided souls all around the world, and that's okay. Sonic, you're getting something new. If you want more Sonic, go buy the same game again, I guess, with extra stuff. Okay. Next is late addition to
After you just got done talking about Modern Warfare Remastered.
Yeah, I
know. I love how much Chad hates that game to the point where he'll be a total hypocrite in the same episode.
It's not a bit; it's a real thing, folks. Sonic has
although you've been recorded saying it's a bit, so you can't get out of it.
No one listens to these. Next, Atari Box is a real thing. Was announced, supposed to come out last December. They decided to delay it because they hadn't quite perfected what they wanted to do. But here today, a news story came out that Josh shared with the podcast text thread that it is indeed a thing, and it sounds like here in April you're going to be able to begin to pre-order it. It's probably going to be around $250 to $300. There's going to be a black version and then a wood grained version as well. Talked about having some old school Atari games on there, also some new games that they're making.
Yeah, if you pre-order it, it comes bundled with ET.
Yeah,
So,
they just took it out of the dumpster.
jump
They
on
took it out of the
Yes.
yeah.
I
got
was
dirt on it.
saying, I literally don't
It
think
actually says, "Don't put this in your Atari."
it will explode and burn. I literally don't think that even like the original file, like I don't think it exists anywhere anymore. They literally dumped all those in a landfill somewhere.
and then
West.
unearthed them.
Yeah, and then they
just
wouldn't
a
dug
couple
them
years ago. Microsoft
Yeah, well,
did.
some like documentary crew was like trying to prove if it actually existed or not, and they found
Yep.
it. But,
Yep.
man, I really
So-
wish I still had my copy of that.
Yeah.
It's really worth a few bucks at this point. But
Oh, I'm sure it is.
the big takeaway here, gentlemen, is that wood grain is coming back to consoles.
Mm-hmm.
Finally.
Did you guys hear about the Atari speaker hat that they made about a year ago?
Oh yeah.
So Atari, the video game company, is no longer the game company that you would fondly remember of if you're old enough. But the people that own the name they'll sell you anything with that name
But
on it.
Isn't it though? Isn't it the same? Isn't
It's
a
not.
speaker hat? No. I'm saying.
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
a speaker hat the natural progression of where Atari was back in the day.
If it
to
were
now.
1991, maybe. Like, it's literally a trucker hat with the name Atari, and it has a giant speaker in it.
Yep. It's so great.
Like, yeah, if it were the 90s, yes, that would be the cool thing. But it was like hundreds of dollars to buy this speaker hat. So, whatever. I mean, if it could be cool. It might be something I'd be interested in getting. $250 to $300 might be a little much for a novelty thing, in my
It's a little
opinion. Like,
steep.
I would look at it novelty.
Yeah. Same here. Like to me, it's sort of a collector's item. Like I would like
Yeah.
to have it as part of
have
a
it.
collection. Like I think it's a cool thing. I think charging $250 to $300 is it's probably more than they should be charging.
Yeah, but we'll see. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
There's been no proof of concept. Like we have seen
Yeah, we don't know
nothing
what
except the fact that it
games are on
exists.
this. Yeah, it'll be interesting. It's a lot of money. You could buy an Xbox One and a PlayStation 4 for that amount right now. So, all right, and then finally on the news list, another rumor for something coming possibly is Assassin's Creed. They have strayed away from the yearly release, which is, I think, a good idea. So there will not be an Assassin's Creed game here in 2018, according to reports. It'll be out, or 2018, it'll be out in 2019, rather. And the rumor is that it'll be in ancient Greece. This is according to comicbook.com. So nothing other than the location and the year has been, leaked or anything like that. But supposedly, next Assassin's Creed game coming next year, coming to ancient Greece.
I feel like this has a lot of potential.
Yeah. I mean, Origins kind of taps into that. I mean, obviously it's in Egypt, but it's during some Roman rule, Cleopatra's age and, Caesar. So you get a little bit of flavor. Obviously Roman and Greek are different, but they share some similarities in architectural style and things like that, that I could see this, it would be a great location, it seems like.
Their cultures historically overlapped a little bit too,
Right.
Because Greece ended up being part of the Roman Empire at one point. But
Right.
this is cool. I mean, like the epicenter of modern culture, science, architecture, everything. That's cool.
Very cool. And you're going there soon, are you not?
No, I was there. I was there on our.
You were there. That's what it was.
We went there on our honeymoon.
Chad.
Cecilia and I are been there, done that, Chad.
Sorry.
No, it's
World
really
traveler,
cool.
Josh.
It's this sounds so cliche, but like it really is like humbling, like to be standing next to the Parthenon and think like these people built these incredible structures they didn't use mortar or anything. Like they figured out how to cut these stones so precisely to just set them on top of each other. And like the roof, like none of it was mortared. They didn't use mortar. It was all precisely cut and like kinetic energy that held everything together. And the only reason any of it has fallen down is like some of the wars that they've been through. Like they literally had ships off the coast at one point firing cannonballs at the Acropolis, hitting the Parthenon, which is the only reason it ever fell over. Like that's incredible to me. These buildings are like thousands.
Engineering's feats of engineering for
Yeah.
sure.
So Cecilia and I are going to Italy,
Oh,
like here in a couple weeks. So we'll see, like
so you can go see where
the Colosseum and all that.
yeah, where what's his name?
Leaning
What's the guy
Tower.
from the Assassin's Creed that was in Italy? Ezio. Ezio's
Oh,
from
yeah.
Italy.
Yeah,
Leonardo da Vinci.
So Leonardo da Vinci also, yeah. So get your honeymoon pictures out next year when this game comes, and we'll compare.
Okay.
Say you were there. Is that what it looks like in the game?
Also,
yeah, we're gonna figure out if the scale is correct.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Don't
As an
forget-
expert.
the most important person from Italy. It's a me, a Mario.
It's a pickle. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the news this week. Thank you so much for listening to it. That's going to bring us into the last segment of the week, which is Game Scoops. 20 questions.
Game scope.
Well, some ASMR going on there.
Do it again, Dave.
Nope. No, Josh. No. Oh.
Yeah. That's
No,
the
stop.
stuff.
No. Nope. Don't. Josh.
Dave, do you have any jelly beans you could chew right into the microphone?
Stop it. Oh, my gosh. I can't do this. Okay. Okay.
Dave, could you maybe bite your nails right next to the microphone?
No.
Yeah. This has been Audio Pleasures
Evan
with
listens.
Dave Mann.
Has it? If Josh was in the background going, yeah, maybe it would be. All right, so I have chosen the game this week. We are on a 2-week winning streak. We are 5-3 on the year. Let's try to get to double our wins over losses. What do you say?
Yeah.
Nah.
No?
Wait, I mean, yeah.
We're split. All right. Well, whenever you guys are ready, let's begin.
Chad, in the video game that you are thinking of right now, is this a cartridge-based video game?
Oh, no.
Ooh. That's pretty good. Did this game come out in the 360 PS3 genre or era?
Yes.
Nice. All right. Let's see. Is this a first party game?
No.
Is this game part of a franchise?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Part of a franchise, not first party. So probably on both platforms. Do you play as a visible? Nope, I'm not going to ask that question. I was going to say, do you play as a visible human, which would rule out vehicles? But if it's first party, the human is not visible. You are not visible.
First party, not
First
first
person.
No,
person.
first person is what I mean. Yeah.
Right, but you said first party.
Right. That's yeah.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
making sure.
I meant
Did
first
you
person.
mean first person, Josh?
Yeah. No. When I asked first party, I meant first party.
Oh,
Okay.
you said
Just
no.
now, I meant first person. So Chad, I will
Yeah.
ask this question instead.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Is there a new game? Like, is there a game that was developed and released on current gen in this franchise?
Yes.
Is this game part of a series?
Yes.
All right. So, not. Oh, I was gonna say not Tomb Raider, but it could still be Tomb Raider. That wasn't first party. That was just a console exclusive.
Correct. Crystal
Um,
Dynamics, Square Enix.
It's crazy seeing Square Enix on a movie screen theater, by the way. That was weird. Okay. Do you play as a female in this game?
No.
Dang it.
Can you play as a female in this series?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm trying to rule out Assassin's Creed. Because I know you play as a female in one of those games in the series.
Okay.
Started on the 360. I didn't ask when the franchise started, but games in the 360 PS3 era, there's a game on current gen. You can play as a woman in the series, somewhere in the series.
Okay.
Wait a second. You got to be really careful with series within Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3, even though 2 and 3 and or 2 and Brotherhood and 3 or whatever were part of Ezio's story, Desmond was in all of them up until, like, you were following Desmond's future story all the way up until I think 3 or something. I can't remember. But the series, the whole entire franchise doesn't fit within that series, I don't think. So maybe.
See, I wouldn't have thought that in depth about Assassin's Creed. I was just thinking about it all as a series.
Yeah.
Except for like the mobile type games.
Yeah, true.
I mean, so Chad, do you have Dave, do you have a wrist blade in all of the games? I've only played the first 3.
Yeah, I don't know, actually. I haven't played all of them, but most of them you have a hidden blade. A hidden wrist blade. You could ask that in most of these games. Do you have a hidden wrist blade?
You do that leap of faith in all of them, right?
At
some point,
I would imagine at some point. I mean, I don't know. Again, you've got the game we just announced that's being remastered, where you play as a Templar. I don't know anything about that. It could be completely different, where you don't do any of that stuff.
Trying to think of some question that would point to it being an Assassin's Creed.
Are you? You could ask if you're part of a Brotherhood or a part of a,
What's the company? Abstergo?
Abstergo, yeah.
Does this game have anything to do with Abstergo, Chad?
Yes.
Aha! Good call, Dave.
Okay, so 360 and PS3. You've got Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, 3. You've got Liberty. You've got Black Flag.
Black Flag was on that.
Yeah, both. It got remastered, not remastered. Yeah, I think it actually got a remaster for Xbox One.
Huh.
But it came out on 360 as well.
Interesting.
Wait. Maybe Black Flag was the one that got some weird game in its place on 360.
I was thinking the last one that they made for that generation was the early American Revolution one.
Liberty.
Liberty.
I think it's called Liberty. It's the one where you play as an Indian, like a Native American.
Yeah.
Guy. Can't remember his name. The most popular one, I think, is Assassin's Creed. Is it just Assassin's Creed 2? Chad, do you play as Ezio in this game?
You do not.
Okay, so that rules out.
That's 10.
Brotherhood. That rules out 3, I believe. Rules out 2. You could ask if you play as. Gosh, what was his name? Never mind. Forget his name. It's got Ablir. It's got what's a weird name. You can ask if it's the first game in the franchise. That's a much easier way to determine whether or not that's the game.
Chad, do you play as Abrir or something like that? Chad, is this the first game in the series?
No, you do not play as Altair.
Altair.
Not the first game.
That's not his full name, though.
Yeah, I don't know his full name, but Altair is his first name.
Altair's. Oh, great. So what am I forgetting here? Oh, we didn't rule out the Liberty one. So I guess, do you play as a? Am I sure he's a Native American? I'm pretty sure he is.
I think he is.
Do you play during the French Revolutionary War?
The French Revolutionary War? No,
the American Revolution.
What did I said French?
Yeah.
What war am I thinking? French Revolutionary War?
No,
what war was that?
Just,
War of 1812?
There was a French Revolution, but that was not.
What am I thinking? I'm getting way confused.
The American Revolution, the Revolutionary War.
Would you like to change
The
that
British
question?
are coming, right? Well,
The
no,
Revolutionary War?
we don't need to change it. We know the answer from that.
That was the War of
response.
1776.
1776 is the American Revolution.
Yeah, you said French Revolutionary.
Are you
I know.
asking if they played during the French? If this is played during the French
No,
Revolution or the American Revolution?
It is the one with, unless there's another one I'm not thinking of.
Would
I think
you- would
French
you-
Revolution.
I have not answered this question yet. I don't know if you would like an answer to.
Oh, you
one
didn't
question.
answer it? I thought you
No.
answered it. You said no.
I said not the French Revolution.
Yeah, that's an answer.
Okay,
You
that's
said
what you
no.
want. All right, not during the French Revolution. No.
Chad, is this game set during the American Revolution?
Why did
No.
you ask that question?
It's
Well,
not
because he
during-
said not the French Revolution. It could have been the American. Well, now we know it's not the American Revolution either.
Well, how many revolutionary wars are there?
Well,
The
every-
French Revolution is entirely separate from the American Revolution. That's a whole different thing. That was the French and British in that war.
Okay,
The
okay,
American
okay.
Revolution was
The American Revolution are with the redcoats.
Yeah, that was the British. The redcoats were the British.
Right, the British are coming. Paul Revere. But this,
Lafayette and the French army were allies to the Americans during that war, but that's completely separate from the French
wait, what
Revolution.
about the French and Indian War?
That's also a separate thing.
What are you doing? We're on question 14.
Yeah, but the one that I'm thinking of with him, it is with the redcoats. It is during the American Revolutionary War.
And
Right, but I asked if it was during the American Revolutionary
And he said
War.
no.
And he said no.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's not that one. So what else is there?
I'm kind of lost here now because I don't know. I only played the first like 3.
I know. Well, Black
Assassin's Creed
Flag.
games.
I'm almost positive now that you said that. Black Flag, I don't think came out on 360. I think Black Flag came out on. But I keep thinking that Black Flag. They ported it to Xbox One.
So is Ezio, is that Brotherhood?
That's 2 and Brother. Yeah, you play as Ezio in 2 and Brotherhood, and I think 3. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you play as him. I'm pretty sure you play as an old Ezio in 3. Although I think 3 technically is Liberty or whatever, and then it comes back into another one, and it's
So 2 is the one where
Ezio.
we get introduced to Leonardo da Vinci.
yes, 2 is that one.
Okay.
There's Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which you put together your own Assassin's Creed.
Got it.
You put together your own Brotherhood, and then there was Rogue, which is the one that's being remastered. There's another one where you play as a woman, which I can't remember the name of that one. No, maybe Rogue is the one you play. What's the one we just did in the outline? I could look back at our own outline. That's not cheating.
Rogue is the one we just talked about in the outline.
Is it? Yeah, Rogue. There's another one where you play as a woman that's like the answer, I think, to but this isn't that one because you don't play as a woman. You can just play as a woman in the series. And also you can play as a woman, I think, in Syndicate. It's a 2-person, you switch between her and her brother, I think, in Syndicate, which is definitely current gen.
Interesting.
Chad, do you sail a ship in this game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
So
right.
there's 2 games like that. Black Flag is the main one. There's another one where you sail a ship. Oh, you can also sail a ship in Liberty. See, that's
Yeah,
why I'm
I
so
think I knew that.
confused.
Chad, does this game deal with pirates?
Yes.
Black Flag had to come out on 360. I'm pretty sure they ported it over. I can't. What's the guy's name? Connor, I think. Connor,
I don't know. I don't know that one.
or maybe that's the Indian guy's name.
Isn't that the guy's name in Rogue?
I don't know
Oh, it's
anything
Irish.
about the guy's name in Rogue. Do you have personal dealings with the pirate known as Blackbeard in this game?
Yes.
So it's Black Flag.
Chad, is this game Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Yes, it is.
Ah,
So you guys, it's so hard not to just interject. Black Flag came out they came out basically 2 weeks before on the 360 and PS3 before the Xbox One versions came out, or the current gen. So almost simultaneous release on older gen and newer gen. So Assassin's Creed Liberty, it was the Vita game where you play as a woman in Baton Rouge. Assassin's Creed 3 is with Connor, and that's during the American Revolutionary War. For Ezio, he has Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations. Those were the 3 games of Ezio. And then the one you're thinking where it was released is the one we're talking about today, is Rogue. That was released at the same time as Unity, which was set during the French Revolution. That's where that was the one in Paris. That's the one with the French Revolutionary War and all that. That's when that one was.
And then there's Assassin's Creed Chronicles, which is the weird platform.
Those are the side-scrolling, right? Yeah. As far as series, they are all connected. All the mainline ones, not including those side-scrollings you just mentioned, they're all connected to the same time. So Desmond is mentioned in every single one of those games. He's not necessarily playable after Ezio. That kind of wanes off a lot. But even in Origins, he is mentioned in Origins as well. So they're all part of the same series.
So after 3, because I'm almost positive that's the last one I played. Do they get away from the Animus idea?
Nope. Animus is always still a thing. Even in Origins, Animus is still a thing. That's how you still are able to live the memories of ancestors. They've gotten away from the fact that you have to be a blood relative. They have now new technology where you can jump into anybody's memories if you have their blood and stuff. But
gotcha.
Yeah, so with the Pirates themes going this weekend and the Sea of Thieves coming out, I went back to one of my most favoritists of pirate games, Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
I'm very I don't know if you can tell by my lack of speaking. I'm very embarrassed at how we finally got to that game. I feel like we could have got there so much sooner. Well, but I guess a win's a win, you know?
You were right on. I mean, when it came to, you're like, I want to rule it out, was like at question 5 or 6. You were on the thought process already. So you were getting there earlier. You just took the long way, but you got there. So we are now 6-3. Congratulations, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, one of the best, I believe, in the series. Great game. You can play it on your Xbox One or PS4.
I really did like Assassin's Creed 3. A lot of people didn't. I think that game didn't get the credit it deserved. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was good. I've enjoyed almost all of them up to this point.
That was the game very brutal. That was the game that made me bounce off of the series.
Yeah.
Not to like yeah, I'm not trying to be contrarian. It may have just been a bad time for me to play it, but yeah, that's the game. Like I didn't even finish it. Like that's
I took screenshots. I took screenshots of literally piles of British soldiers that I had killed in the same spot. Just a big, huge pile, and me standing in front of it with blood everywhere.
Yes, they're good. They're good games. I enjoy them, and Origins was good as well. Look forward to whatever may be in Greece. So there you go. That's going to do it. We were successful yet again. That's going to do it, though, for the podcast this week. Thanks, as always, for listening. Remember, part of the SueEmpire.com podcast family. Check them out. Go over to Patreon. Check us out. Give us, every time I ask for a thumbs up on YouTube, we get a thumbs up and a thumbs down. So I'm going to say, give us a thumbs up if you like this video. If you don't, thumbs down us. But then message that you did. Be brave. Put your face out there.
Thumb us up if you like it. Thumb it down if you don't.
Thumb it. Yeah. Thumb it.
Ever notice?
No. That's it. That's it. That's all. We're done with the podcast. Thanks for watching and or listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Now that I've got you alone, audience. Do you ever wonder, and I'm just kidding, piece of pizza.
Did you like how the podcast started last week?
Yeah.
I got
Did you notice the title at least?
The first one I honestly haven't listened to.
Did you notice the title?
Since the last time that we talked.
The
last time that we talked, Chad.
Right to see what the title is of the podcast.
The last time we talked, I just could not believe how long I talked before I actually got to the talk. Dave has tacos is what it was.
Start it right now. You have it downloaded?
Yeah, always.
Start it. Turn it up.
Recording. And I have tacos. How do you remember saying that?
See, you miss stuff, guys. If you don't listen to the podcast, you miss fun things. Thanks, YouTube. Have a good night.